Hello everybody and welcome back to Pravus Gaming and more EU4, the Rights of Man, playing as Ethiopia. Alright, let's murder a doll. Kafa's trying to claim stuff again. It's not very cool. You should probably stop that, sir. Do I want to just go ahead and start counter-claiming against Kafa? I probably should. I got nothing else to really do with its diplomat for the time being, so why not, right? Alright, well, let's try to kill Dal, take Hasar, or whatever this is. Masawa has finally been cored, excellent, so now we should be able to start building some ships. Even just a couple of barks, well, even just one, I suppose, would probably be a good idea. Oh, right, I have very few sailors, that's why I can't build more than one ship, or at least queue them up. That's fine, I only need to build one anyway, it's going to take a couple of years, because I am not very experienced with shipbuilding. It's a very foreign craft to me, but I'll give it a shot. Anyway, alright, looks like Sangali has once again joined the war, or at least now it's showing that they've joined the war. If I can just take this fort, I'll kill your men. But now he's going to go around and get a bunch of war score, so that's fine. Here's the deal, I want to get as many of the forts as possible, so that I get most of the war score, so that I get to take most of this stuff and don't have to give a lot off to Sangali. Great expectations! That's a book, right? A political marriage is as much a union as it is a contract of mutual support. The Hadia family expects that the Nagusa Nagast will heed the advice of the Itej and actively look after their and his interests. Anything for our dear Itej. We will promote her interest when creating new legislation, gain corruption, and their family will remember we came to their help, or lose prestige, gain autonomy. Ouch. Alright, I guess we're going to gain some corruption, but that's really bad for my checkbook, because it means I have to root out a lot of corruption now. I'm not exactly ahead of time on tech yet, either, so that does actually kinda suck. We should consider... am I able to... Hang on, I need to check something real quick. Am I actually allowed to steal technology yet? Study technology? No, that's not until level 9 Diplotech. So studying some of the more technologically advanced nations will do nothing to reduce my tech cost, at least for a little while. And since it is not 1450 yet, the Renaissance has not quite fired, but it probably will relatively soon. City Zealots are still at only 30%, that's actually not so bad. Let's go ahead and try to convert another one. Up to 69% religious unity, the better this is, the easier it will be to control my corruption, which will be great. They've sieged down one tiny province here, that means nothing to me. And now they're just standing there like a bunch of dummies. Well, that's fine. Let's go kill their troops. Can I stack wipe this again? Did it last time, it was great. Don't think we can this time, though. Oh, nope, we totally can. I stand corrected. Let's go for the fort. Okay, with that down, I see you're trying to train up some troops, so... let's create some new units. Grab a couple of infantry. We'll send one here. Send the other two there. And there. Try to stop them from building up any more men. They're probably going to murk up, but we can prevent that. Wonderful. So now they're trying to train one here. Not much I'm going to do about that. If I get one troop together, that's not a huge deal. Who are you attacked? Oh, looks like Ajuran, or Ajurain? I don't know how you pronounce that. It's got two U's and two A's. I'm completely kerfuffled. Anyway, they're attacking Marahan, which is fine. They did siege this down, though, which I don't much appreciate. Can I get over here and deny you this? Not easily. I may have to give them these two provinces, but as long as I get the forts, I can control most of this. Alright, so let's make sure that we stop them from training any troops over here. That should be easy. Now, unfortunately, I don't control the sea, so a coastal fort is a little bit tougher to take down, but we'll do the best we can. The Monastic Orders. One of the greatest strengths of the Ethiopian Church is the great number of successful monasteries that dot the landscape of our state. The Monastic Orders, have contributed to the success of our state by founding new monasteries in newly conquered areas and by spreading the word of the true faith there. The monasteries of Ethiopia are also the source of the education of the Ethiopian clergy, its nobility, and its administrators, and as such have contributed greatly to the revitalization of the Ethiopian Church in the years past. The other side of the coin, however, is that the monasteries and the orders that run them have grown both rich and autonomous. Attempt to rein them in. Nope, I will accept the higher autonomy for stability. That's actually a pretty decent deal for me, I think. Autonomy will tick down. It'll be okay. I mean, I'm Ethiopia. I think it ticks down faster for me than it does for most people anyway. Alright, let's go ahead and send, let's see. How many troops do we need here? 6? That's fine. Let's take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's leave 1 behind. Okay, let's send all these guys over to kill whatever units we can find, maybe siege a couple things down. Mogadishu is also sieging these guys down. I think they're more or less done for. Merchant defects. Gain mercantilism, and we lose power in the Gulf of Aden, which we don't really have much power in anyway. So okay, mercantilism is good. Let's grab it now. It'll serve us better in the long run, I am sure. There's not much we can do here, and that's been sieged down now. Okie dokie do. Well, this war is going to be over pretty quickly then. If we can't get any extra war score from Marhan, then it's kind of worthless to me now, isn't it? I guess we'll just sort of sit back and wait. I'm going to go ahead and reduce... Let's see, hang on. How many troops do you have left? None. No troops left. Let's go ahead and reduce our army maintenance to save some money. Because we do not need army maintenance in order to work on the fort, and if they peace out, I can just immediately jump on these things and siege them down before they can train any troops. So there's no risk to me at this point. We might as well save some money. Maybe it'll cost me a bit of manpower and attrition. You know, it's kind of inevitable, I suppose, but we'll do the best we can nonetheless. I do not... I need to get a claim. Okay, hang on. What do we got? 6 development, 5 development, 3 development. All right. Weleta. I don't know how to pronounce any of this stuff. I had a hard enough time in frickin' Europe. In Africa, if you're expecting good pronunciations, you came to the wrong channel. That's all I gotta say. All right, we got a claim now against Kaffa. Wonderful. Just in case that ends up being useful to me. Doop-a-doop-doop-doop-doop. You keep sending your ships out to die for some reason. I'm not sure what you're trying to do. And it looks like they more or less got full annexed. There's only 1 province left here. Well, I'll probably feed that off then to Warsangali. And I'm sure they'll be thrilled with me. Let's go ahead and retreat these troops home then. I guess they don't need to be here anymore. Go up yonder. There we go. Alright, we are making some money. 0.24 ducats a month now. Not very good. So I did do a little bit of reading on great powers, and I can't say that it fully makes a ton of sense to me yet. I'm pretty sure I'm just going to have to learn by, you know, having a hands-on experience. But, from what I understand, 1, I don't think you can be allied to multiple great powers. I mean, it used to be that there was a modifier if... let's say I was playing as, you know, Venice, and I was allied to France. Well, if I tried to ally somebody like Austria, for example, there would be a modifier saying you're already allied to a great power. I think it kind of builds on that concept, but makes it a bit more permanent, so I don't think you're allowed to ally another great power. I think you can only have 1. That's my understanding of it. I could be wrong. Other factors, though, about great powers is they have a lot of extra diplomatic options. It sounds like they can kind of throw their weight around a little bit. They can force... smaller nations to break up alliances, kind of like a demanding territory, you know, threatening war. But this time it's about breaking alliances, and if they're scared of you, they might do it. You can intervene in a war. So, for example, if a great power no, I don't think it's just a great power. I think if it's an unbalanced war where someone really big is fighting someone really small, a great power can volunteer to join the weaker side. You know, things like that, which is really going to screw up the balance of power in this game, I think. Make it very, very difficult. But alright, let's go ahead and end this war now. I am going to, of course, take this for myself and this for myself. He demands something, we can give him that. I'll take this. He's happy with this peace deal so far. He expects... Let's see. We've already given him more than he expected, basically. Can I take... Okay, this might be a bit on the greedy side. But I could take over all of Adal now. It'll cost me 28 diplomatic power, gain some prestige... I would gain a lot of power projection because Adal was a rival. And if I take, like, half of this, I'm pretty sure I'm going to lose the rivalry. So, this is my chance to get as much out of them as possible. I could do this. It's going to cost me a lot. This is the only reason I'm hesitant, is if it's going to cost me this much, I won't be able to get my tech quite as soon. But is that totally okay? Well, okay, hang on. These 2 I wouldn't get. Ah, okay. I see how this is going to work. So you expect these territories. If I didn't take, let's say, this, he'd be happy with it. If I have to take this, then I have to give him this. Ah, okay. So Adal can exist, and there'll be a 1 province minor, and we'll just eclipse them, is basically what's going to happen, which is actually worth some power projection in and of itself, so that's not necessarily a bad thing. I could do this. Adal will still exist, like I said, but they'll have only one province. My ally will be happy, but he'll only gain 2. I'm not going to get this no matter what, so why give my ally more territory? I'm tempted not to take this one and leave Adal with 3, but you know what? I need more coastal territory. This should be okay, and one of these is going to be an important center of trade anyway, so let's be bold, even in the early game. I'm going to spend a lot of admin power, but I am getting 10 per month right now. Let's grow large. Sound good? I think it sounds good. All right, glorious victory for me. The defender lost 23,000 men, and we lost 11,000 in total. Mostly from attrition, which does not surprise me at all. All right, Adal, happy, done, thank you. And we've lost the humiliate rival, Casus Belli. And we're only up to 34 power projection? I thought it would be a lot more than that. Conquered provinces from Adal, 11. That's it? Man, I was really expecting a lot more than that, but okay. Let's get rid of this fort in the coastal desert. Not necessary. I really hope that I'm right about those forts and how they work in the changes. That's what I've heard, but I have not experienced it myself yet. I'd like to find out. Core. Okay, corruption is growing. No surprise. I'm overextended and I don't have very good religious unity. As far as estates, the clergy demand some more land. Right, okay. We should probably give them something... Not this one. This is only 3 development. It wouldn't do much. Most of these are kind of pathetic, actually. Could reduce the unrest is the thing. This is also slavery, plus it has... Okay, this isn't terrible. But it's a territorial core. Why can't I make it a state? I'm not too sure. Am I already at my capital? My cap? I have 5 states and I can have 20. No, I'm not too sure why I can't make this into a state. Why I can't make any of these into a state. Did something change? That's interesting. Alright, well I'm going to go ahead and give off some of this to the clergy. And that's enough to shut them up, so we'll be okay. So we did get a coastal center of trade out of this, which is great. So now we should have, once this is cored, we'll have a bit more control over this particular gulf. We'll have to fight Yemen if we want to get more control. They also have a coastal center of trade, but in the meantime we have far more control over Ethiopia now. So we're gaining 1.8 ducats out of here, or sorry, no. We're collecting 1.38 ducats out of here. Another 0.32 is being forwarded on to the Mamluks. The more control we have there, the better. But in the meantime... This will just have to do. Adal is no longer a valid rival, which means we got some power projection. Still only at 38, though. It's not as good as I would have hoped for, honestly. I really would love to get up to 50, because then I would get some extra monarch points, and that's really, really solid. What if I declared a war on Yemen and try to humiliate them? They're already fighting in a war that they're losing. Easy pickings, can fight them, humiliate them, take some power projection. And that's a war I can easily win on my own. I think. I need another rival. Hang on. I could rival my ally, but I don't feel like that's a very wise decision. Could rival Elodia. They're never going to like me if I do that, of course. They don't like me anyway, because they're allied to Kaffa. We're going to have to fight them eventually. We'll go ahead and rival them, then. I think that's okay. So, you're allied to nobody, right? No, you're allied to nobody. Okay, let's go ahead and try to humiliate our rival of Yemen. We're not going to be able to take anything out of them, because we have no cores. Right? So none of this is allowed. This is strictly a war to try and get power projection. And in the meantime, that's fine, because I need to build up some manpower, some money and stuff anyway. And I want the power projection because I really, really would like to have some extra monarch points. That's going to work out really well for me in the long term. So yeah, let's go ahead and give this a shot. See if it works out for me. I'm really low on morale, so I need to be careful where I end up. There's a couple troops over here. There's a tick. Good. Can humiliate Elodia now. I need to get their capital, so let's go ahead and jump on this immediately before Hijaz can get over here. Now, unfortunately, I need 9 troops for this one. Ouch. Alright. You know what? Let's split Let's see. That's not a proper even split. I want to detach. But I hate how when I detach, it automatically assumes I don't want the general here. That's one of the big frustrating things to me. Can't go there. Never mind. Alright. We'll send 6,000 troops back here. We will not take the unnecessary attrition. Let's just back off. And we'll be fine. Okay. This should be a very, very easy way to get some extra prestige and power projection, which I like. I like that quite a bit. How about looking as far as some tech? We could almost take military tech 4, which is very good. We're ahead of time until what? I don't know yet. At least for a little while. Now, it's almost 1450, so I expect the Renaissance is about to fire. Any minute now, I expect the Renaissance to fire. Let's go ahead and patrol there. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see where it ends up. Now, of course, because we will not embrace... Well, you know, I'll explain this all later, but let's just wait for a little bit. The Renaissance should fire either immediately or sometime this year. Nope, it hasn't fired yet. Okay, well, this is the earliest it can fire. We're going to have to wait a little while then. So basically the way that the Renaissance is going to work is it's going to fire probably up in Italy. It's going to have to work its way down to us, and it's probably going to take a very, very long time. And every year that we have not embraced it, we will see an extra increase in our tech cost. So in that case, getting the technology as soon as possible is not necessarily a bad idea. My question now is, do I want to wait to see if I can get a reduction in the cost? Maybe if any of my neighbors pick it up. I don't need this necessarily right now, although if I do pick it up, I could try to fight Elodia or Kaffa, which is not necessarily a bad idea. Well, let's wait until we actually are about to go to war with them and see how we feel. Oops, we took some attrition. Hang on. Send a troop up here, make sure we continue getting some progress. Oh, it's actually already fine. Centralization reforms of Zara Yaqub. Under the care of the Solomonic dynasty, Solomonic dynasty, Ethiopia has grown from a kingdom into a great empire. However, the diverse regions under our rule lack a common language, religion, or administrative system. Zara Yaqub, the most able ruler Ethiopia has seen in a long time, has prepared a number of reforms that might go a long way towards creating a more unified state. Centralize, gain and rest, monthly autonomy change, until the death of my current leader. And you are 37 years old, presumably you will last for a fair while. So that actually could be really, really good. Alternatively, oh my gosh, gain of stability though. Hang on. Stability does not change autonomy. So we could get a reduction in our corruption, we could get better missionary strength, we could get better institution spread, we could get a lot of good stuff from having a positive stability, but this autonomy change is pretty darn good. Do I accept the unrest? Yes, I think I do. We have to centralize the state. Alright, we're going to do that. Let's go ahead and back you off since you're no longer necessary. There we go. Again, just try not to take any unnecessary attrition. Just want to take your capital. I just want to take your capital and humiliate you. Okay? Okay? Yeah? Maybe? Kinda? I don't know. Maybe. We'll see. What other forts do you have, by the way? Hey, these things are all messed up. Areas? My map modes are all gone. I've got this... frickin' heck. Fort level. Is fort level what I wanted? I don't think fort level is what I wanted. Diplomatic? Maybe it is. Great powers. I think it's supposed to be a banner. It looks kind of like a scarecrow. Or maybe a blue popsicle with horns coming out of it. I guess it is fort level. Okay. Well, you only have the one fort, it appears, so hopefully by taking this down, I actually am going to get a good chunk of war score and I can just end the war. If not, you're probably going to go down to low war enthusiasm. You will probably end your war with Oman and Hejaz, and then I can just take whatever I need to. I do not want to lose 50 admin power. That's a little bit much, so we're going to have to accept the autonomy, which also sucks, but we did just get a reduction in our autonomy, so that's going to be going down a little bit faster. We need to get another claim against Kaffa. Ilubabur. that is the one we will be claiming this time, because that is 5 development. I thought it was 6 before. No, this one was 6. Never mind, I stand corrected. Okay. Please end this war. Conversion successful. Wonderful. Do we try converting more Sunni? Yes. Yes, we do. Can always convert the Jews later, as needed. 42%. Do we lose progress? Gain a couple of cores. Good, good. Corruption is now ticking down a little bit, in part because we are paying for it. The Renaissance! Okay, countries that have not fully embraced the Renaissance institution will receive an increasing technology cost penalty of 1% per year, up to, at most, 50%, which is really significant. Like, 50% is insanely high. Travelers speak of a great rebirth of old ideals in faraway lands. It is hard to treat such rumors seriously, though according to the reporters, great secrets have been uncovered by the thinkers of this Renaissance. They say it changes everything. Can I look at, say, Institution Map Mode, Renaissance? Do we know where it fired? I'm getting no progress toward the Renaissance right now. Institutions, Renaissance. Siena. Siena should be in Italy, I believe. So it's fired pretty much exactly where I thought it was going to fire. There's not a dang thing we can do about it for a little while. Alodia is no longer a valid rival. Well, hey, we are now up to 50, so for at least a little while, I do, in fact, gain some extra monarch points. Now, for as far as humiliation, I can do that, and I can take your money and your war reps. That's all I really want from you, I guess. Power projection is good. Prestige is good. Money is good. Yeah, why not? Done. That's all we wanted. Very simple. Ethiopian humiliation. I lost 3,000 men to make it work, but it worked. And I get 30 power projection, which should last me for a good long time. Wunderbar. I love it. Okay. How are my neighbors looking? Still at only 3 military tech. Kaffa as well. It's possible that I'm going to get to military tech 4 significantly faster than any of them because I have an amazing king. That could very well be. Need to get myself a new rival. I don't want to rival the Mamluks, and I guess I could rival these guys. Is Warsangali rival to them? No, they're not. So that won't do much of anything for me. Oh, Oman is not going to like me very much because Warsangali rivaled Oman. Well, that sucks. This is the safest pick as far as a humiliation is concerned, or fighting a rival. And I don't necessarily want to give up what little ally I have. I mean, I could break it up. I could rival them, claim them, start taking stuff over. Do I want to betray them this early on? Yes, I do. I'm going to rival them, and they're going to be really mad at me, and I'm sorry for that. They broke their alliance. However, now I think maybe Oman is interested in an alliance, and they are. Wonderful. So I am trading one ally for another one. And this guy's next to me, and I can try to kill them. At least that is my thought process. Okay, I'm going to end this video, but thank you guys for watching. This has been Pravus. I'm looking forward to reading your comments. I will be starting a new recording session tomorrow, so hopefully you guys will have responded and given me some ideas, and I will respond to them. Not next video, but episode number 5. We'll see how that works out. I do hope you enjoyed. Leave a comment, subscribe, all that stuff. Goodbye.